We're all getting pretty good at that, yeah? I think it's a really, really good practice. I think everything is always uncertain. And the more we can make peace with that, the less suffering we have to endure, right? So it's fine that as humans, we always try to create these little false senses of security within our relationships, our four walls of our house, our job, and like to feel like we're in control of everything, right? Because that allows us the time and space to do things like yoga and breathe. When we don't have to worry about our basic needs being met, we get to go a little deeper into the realm of spirituality or the truth about what we really are. So it's helpful. It's helpful that we create these little safe zones in our life. But it's also helpful to just realize that our brains want to create these little safe situations, but that ultimately they're all unstable. As Eckhart Tolle says, all structures are unstable, right? Anything you can see or touch or even think about is in this realm of form that will be gone someday. It's the part of ourselves that will never be gone someday that we kind of long to connect with. And the more you connect with that part of yourself, the more you can make peace with everything in this dimension or this realm being uncertain or unstable. So today we're just going to imagine that our body is this instrument that we don't quite understand yet. And instead of being overwhelmed about all the things on your list or all the things you need to change or do better, just really thinking about them all as little fine-tune adjustments. And instead of feeling that pressure or overwhelmed about all of them, getting curious and excited even about watching these little fine-tune adjustments change things for you. Because anybody that's ever played an instrument knows that a tiny little tweak here and there really changes the way the instrument vibrates, the frequency it makes. So I just invite you to get curious here and see if you can come into that beginner's mind, just becoming really present, all right? So breathe a little more length into your spine. Exhale a little more softness through your face and your shoulders and your eyes, and let your eyes close. See if you can make that shift from the head down into the heart or the belly. I think I've told some of you, but I've been doing this 5-week course that my stepdad had signed me up for that was supposed to be $2,000 that they just decided to make free because of what's going on in the world. And it started a couple weeks ago, but you can still access it. And it's kind of on your own time. If anybody's interested in that, email me because I'll send you the free links to it. I'm finding it very helpful. A lot of the cues I've been using, I've been kind of stealing from him. He talks about dropping into the heart space a lot and talks about how to know when you're above the line, above the line or below the line. And it's been really fascinating. So anyways, drop into that heart space. If it helps, you can place your hands on your heart. So you notice the difference between being there and seeing through that space than being up in your head, letting the thoughts just kind of run away with you. Lately, I keep thinking about this other course I'm doing, talks about the kingdom. You have a kingdom to rule, and it's talking about your mind. And for some reason, I just really love that, put that way, that we have this kingdom to rule. We all have plenty of love and light in our heart. And that's the truth about us, and nothing will ever change that. But the only way we can bring that into this dimension is if we purify our mind, because our mind is our kingdom we have to rule, and the way that we can manifest that light and love into this world of form. And until we can train our mind to be an ally and bring light into it to be a powerful tool, a lot of times we just have to opt out of that head space and come into the heart space. So we're just going to start with this little fine-tuning adjustment here, taking the pointer finger and the middle finger to rest on the brows, and that ring finger will rest lightly on the eyelids. So the eyes will be closed, and just really gentle pressure there, and then the pinkies will rest against the nostrils, lightly, not obstructing the flow of air. All right, now imagine that your fingers are the really specialized instruments to fine-tune this instrument of your body. And imagine that just their little touch here is inviting this little bit of softening, inviting you to let go of some of this tension we hold here from being in our heads so much, so that the frequency, the vibrancy of life can move through you a little more freely. When we start, we're going to place our thumbs in our ears and block out all sound, but don't do that just yet, okay? We'll inhale through the nose, lengthening the spine and filling all the way up, inhaling for as long as you can, and then we'll exhale with an audible and see if you really can. Use your imagination and imagine you're an instrument, and imagine you're opening almost like the Om when you big open mouth, but you're closing the lips but still opening that cavity inside of the mouth to let the vibration move through you. And maybe the first time you don't like the sound of it, and next time you want to change it up. And don't feel like you have to hit the same note every time. Imagine you're fine-tuning to find the right frequency to best serve you right now in this moment, okay? So before we plug the ears, we'll do one together here. We'll inhale through the nose and fill all the way up. And then we'll exhale. This time on the inhale, plug the ears with the thumbs. See how long you can make each breath last. One more. All right, bring your hands down into your lap. Open your eyes, but keep that softness through the eyes, through the face. And now we're going to roll onto the back, hugging your knees into your chest. Hey, get off my neck. Get on your blanket. Get on your blanket. Hug your knees into your chest. Move however it feels good here. There we go. And start to try to make the breath like music to your ears, making it audible if you can, and making that inhale and exhale match. And as you move, remember, be curious, move slowly. That beginner's mind as you hug the right knee in, let the left leg go long, kick out through the left heel. Notice the length from your heel to your crown, increasing. Notice your hip opening as you squeeze that knee in towards the right shoulder. Tuck your chin a little bit, relax your face and your shoulders. And anytime you like, go ahead and find that audible exhale. See if it'll maybe show you where you need to release, where you're holding. Use your right hand to guide the right knee open, keeping the left hip grounded. Neck stays straight and long, looking up.
Notice that length again from the heel to the crown. Notice that softness in your face and your shoulders. Bring that knee through center, hand it off, find a spinal twist. Right arm straight up to the side or bent at 90. Be curious here, see what you feel. Find that little inner smile, that little softening, welcoming whatever it is, and then breathing into it. On the inhale, trying to notice the length and see if you can expand your body. On the exhale, notice the softness and see if you can go with that. Slowly come back to center, hug your knees into your chest. Hug your forehead in to touch your knees, squeeze everything in nice and tight. Slowly, with control, kick that right leg out, hug the left knee in, tuck the chin a little bit, pull the elbows in, soften the shoulders down, squeeze that knee in. Left hand guides left knee open, right hand might help right hip stay grounded. Lengthen from heel to crown, soften through face and shoulders. If you've come back to thoughts, just find that little inner smile, soften and drop back into the heart space. Bring that knee across the body, hand it off, find that spinal twist. Slowly come back to center, hug your knees in, hug your forehead in. And now we'll start to rock the whole length of the spine. Maybe toes touch the ground back there. And we roll all the way to a seat a couple times. When you're ready, roll all the way up to a chair pose. Use your hands if you need to. Finding a chair pose at the top of the mat. Reaching the arms forward and then up. Sink into the heels a little bit. Stick the booty back a little bit. Find your breath. Find a little smile. See if you can sink in a little bit more. Slowly lift the right knee as you straighten the left leg. Kick out through the right heel. Flex the foot. Toes back towards the face. Hips come into alignment. Root down into the left foot. Press forward through the right foot. Draw the low belly in and up. Reach up. Fill up. Kick through that heel one more time. Feel the equal pressure pressing through the right foot and the left foot. Now bend the knee, hinge at the hips, reach forward, come down till everything's parallel to the ground. Look down to the length from heel to crown, level the hips out, find your breath. Slowly step the right foot forward to meet the left, sink into that chair, a little bit lower. Lift the left knee, straighten the right leg. And kick out through that left foot, flex it. Engage both your quads evenly. Reach up out of the waist a little more. Feel the heart lifting, shoulders softening. Bend the knee, hinge at the hips, lean forward, everything parallel. Find that length, find that alignment in the hips. Find your breath. Step the left foot forward to meet the right. Sink into your heels, lower back into that chair. Stand up, find a little backward bend. Lower your hands down by your sides. Now reach your arms out to the sides. You can spread your feet a little wider. Again, we're just gonna find some little fine-tune adjustments. Slowly drop the left ear to the left shoulder. And then really reach out through the fingers. See if you can find any tension. And then see if little movements, maybe turning the palms up and down, or just finding even a little flow here can help you to make some little fine-tune adjustments. Maybe rolling your head around a little bit. Slowly come back to center, palms up, right ear, right shoulder. Reach out through the fingers more, soften through the shoulders more. Find a little movement if that helps, or find that audible exhale. Step your feet back together, bring your hands to your heart, and slowly lower your hands down by your sides. Press down into the feet, activate them. Inhale, lengthen up, fill all the way. Feel this hinge at the hips as you lengthen forward, lead with the heart. Draw the belly in and up out of the way so you can fold in a little deeper. Inhale to lift up halfway, stay a little longer, take one more sip. Plant the hands, step back to plank pose. And notice the length from your heels to your crown. Notice the strength in your quads as they lift off the knees. Notice the strength in the core as your belly draws in and up. And fine tune your hand adjustment. Pressing down through the fingers and knuckles more. In instruments, the finger placement is very, very crucial, right? Very specific. Stay for one more breath. Rock forward onto your toes and slowly lower all the way down in one piece, noticing that length from heels to crown all the way down. Untuck your toes. Press into the feet to pull the heart forward and up. Draw the shoulders back. On each inhale, we'll lift a little higher and pull the heart forward a little more. If this is too much, then every exhale you can lower all the way down if you like. All right, fine-tune adjustments, pull the elbows in and reach them back. Press into the feet more, pull the heart forward and up. Soften face, soften shoulders. Maybe start pressing into the hands and even straightening into the arms. Soften the glutes, keep pulling the heart forward and softening the shoulders back. Very, very slowly lower back down. Curl the toes under, press up to plank pose, and lift up, downward facing dog. Moving around here if you like, or getting right into stillness, place those hands, activate the hands. Lift the toes up, spread them out a little bit, and then sink into the heels. Hollow out the belly. Inhale, lifts the right leg up. Keep your hips in line. Flex that foot. Press equally down into the left heel as you're pressing up through the right heel. Press equally into both hands, keeping the arms straight and strong. Let the inhale lift you up onto the toes. Let the exhale draw the knee all the way to the nose. Slowly, get curious as you inhale. Shoot that left heel down and right heel up. Come onto the toes. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time. Make it last a little longer. And this time we'll step it through crescent lunge. Knee over ankle, shoulders over hips. Make all your little fine-tune adjustments, yeah? Activate the foot, stack things right in place. Make sure that knee is pointed forward, draw the low belly in and up. So many little fine-tune adjustments you can make here to really get the most out of each pose. Slowly lower the left hand down inside the right foot, rolling the right shoulder back, gaze up at the right hand. See if you can press the right knee forward more, maybe getting the right thigh parallel to the ground. Make sure that left heel is pressing straight back. Slowly lower the left knee all the way down. Become aware of that left hip flexor as you untuck the toes. And now slowly come upright, right hand to left thigh, press the right knee forward, reach the left hand up. One more breath here. Slowly lower your hands, step back to plank, find your strength, find a little more length, find a couple fine-tune adjustments you can make here. Rock forward onto the toes, lower down to your shoulders or elbow height, untuck the toes, reach the heart forward and upward facing dog, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Sinking into the heels now, lifting the quads up and pressing them back. Next inhale, left foot reaches up, hips stay in line, foot stays flexed. Find that equal pressure through the hands, equal pressure through the heels. Find a little more length. Inhale, lift up onto the toes. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose. 2 more, really slow and controlled. See if there's any little fine-tune adjustments you can make here. This time we step it through crescent lunge. Start foundation up. Make your adjustments. Keep the left knee pressing forward. Roll the right hand down. Roll the left shoulder back. Gaze up. Keep pressing left knee forward and right heel back. Maybe left thigh parallels to the ground. Become aware of the right hip flexor as you lower the knee down. Untuck the toes. And now lift the upper body, left hand to right thigh, left knee presses forward, right hand reaches up. 1 more breath. Lower the hands, step back to plank, lower through chaturanga, meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale, roll it forward into plank. Roll to the outside edge of the left foot, side plank. Reach the right hand up, lift the hips a little higher. Feel your strength here. Feel your length. Reach the right hand up alongside the ear and slowly come back to plank. Optional vinyasa or just lift up downward facing dog. Roll forward into plank. Roll to the outside edge of your right foot. Reach your left hand up, side plank. Lift the hips. Lift the quads off the knees. Reach that left arm up alongside the ear. Slowly come down to plank. Optional vinyasa, or just lift it back, downward facing dog. Shift your gaze up between your hands. Bend your knees and walk or hop to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold. What happened to my music? Oh, my phone got too hot. It is kind of hot out. All right, find that powerful chair pose, sinking into the heels, reach the arms forward and up, sit back in the chair. Find your breath. Maybe your hands come together and you gaze up at the thumbs. Maybe this got too hot. Okay, now lift the right knee up as you straighten into the left leg. Kick out through the right heel, flex that foot. Reach up out of the waist, engage your core, level your hips. Find that equal pressure through both feet, through both quads. Now point and flex. Lift a little higher, point and flex. Point and flex. Bend the knee, hinge at the hips, come down, everything parallels to the ground, find your length. Back of the neck, long, hips level, breath steady. Plant the left fingertips in front of the left toes, roll the right hand up onto the right hip, flex that foot, pointing the toes at the long edge of the mat, try to stack the hips. If you feel ready, roll the right arm up, stack the shoulders. If you feel balanced, you can gaze up at that right hand, keep kicking back through the heel. Lengthening from heel to crown. Maybe your left fingertips float off the ground a little bit. Slowly come all the way up to reverse warrior. Left knee bends a lot. Maybe right hand comes to thigh or reaches around for the left hip. Stay for 1 more breath, pressing the left knee forward. And now bring your hands onto your hips. Turn your toes in a little bit. Uh-oh, I hear somebody coming. I thought this might happen. They're coming to fill our propane today. I was hoping it would not be during class, but I moved my car in case they need to get in here. Okay, turn the toes in a little bit. Interlace the fingers back behind you. Maybe your palms can glue together. Roll the shoulders open, look up, press into the feet, hinge forward. Let your head hang down, shake it out a little bit, reach the arms up and overhead. Start to tip a little weight into the balls of the feet, pressing the sit bones up and back. Lifting the quads up off the knees, softening the shoulders out of the ears. Bring your hands to your hips, put a little bend in your knees, slowly come up. It's so quiet here, you can hear cars from like 5 miles away. So they could just be down at the neighbors, which is a long ways away still. All right, turn your toes all the way out. And try to get the knees over the ankles. You might need to help them open if your hips are tight. You might need to move around a little bit. All right, if your knees come out past your ankles, take a wider step. And once you get situated here, bring your thumbs to point down at the knees on the inside here. And sink a little weight there to find a little more length in your spine, yeah? Keep that length so the hands are pressing in and the heart is lifting up. And now drop the right shoulder towards the left foot. Keep the knees opening back and pressing straight out over the toes. Slowly come back to center. Find that length again. And drop left shoulder to right foot. By the way, 5 miles takes a really long time on this road because it's a serious 4x road. They haven't been able to come once yet in the last month because the road was too wet for them to even get here. But they said they could make it here today, so we'll see. Slowly come back to center. Straighten the legs. Turn all your toes to face the front of the mat. Find that crescent lunge. Step the right foot forward to meet the left, drop into the heels, find that powerful chair, pull the belly in. Slowly lift the left knee as you straighten the right leg, kick out through the left foot, flex it. Find that equality through the legs, through the arms, in the breath. Point and flex. Lift a little higher. One more time. Bend the knee, hinge at the hips, lengthen out. Look down, lengthen the back of the neck, level the hips out. Plant the right fingertips, roll the left hand up onto the hip, turn the toes out. Stack the hips. If and when you feel ready, reach the left arm up, maybe gaze follows. Stack the shoulders. Lengthen from heel to crown, keep pressing back to that heel. Maybe right fingertips float off the ground a little bit. Slowly come all the way up to reverse it. Bend into the right knee. Right hand reaches up and back. Stay for one more breath. Press the right knee forward. Lift the heart up. Bring the hands onto the hips and turn to that wide leg forward fold. Turning your toes in a little bit. Bring your hands onto the hips, yeah? Now feel this hinge at the hips as you press down into the feet, engage your core, lengthen forward. Reach your hands down, walk them back between your legs, fingers pointing back away from you as you pull your head down towards the earth. Rock a little weight into the balls of the feet, lifting the sit bones up and back. Find your breath. Hands to hips, little bend in the knees, slowly come up. Turn all your toes to face the front of the mat. Find that crescent lunge. Step the left foot forward, sink into the heels, find that powerful chair pose. Now with each exhale, we're gonna lower down another inch. Really fire up the legs, pull the belly in, keep reaching up to the heart and the fingers. Eventually, we're gonna lower the booty all the way to the ground and find a boat pose. If you need to use your hands to soften the fall, you can. Once your butt touches, lift those legs up. You can grab behind the knees if you like, or straighten into the arms and legs. Reaching for the toes, lifting through the heart. Hug those legs into center line. Keep hugging everything into center and come down to a hover. Find a little more length. Find a little more strength as you squeeze everything in, pull the belly in, and release. Hug your knees into your chest. We're gonna rock the full length of the spine a couple times, maybe bringing those toes to touch the ground behind the head and rolling up to a seat a couple times. When you're ready, roll all the way up to that chair pose. Reach the arms forward and up, sink into the heels, reach up out of the waist. Find your breath. Find any little fine-tune adjustments you can make here. Okay, hey, you stole my spot. Bring your hands to your heart, turn and twist to the right. Sink into the heels, use a little leverage, twist the heart open. Keep rolling that right shoulder back a little more, find a little more length in the back of your neck. Lower the booty a little bit, squeeze the legs together, pull the belly in. Now open the arms up. Keep twisting the heart open as you roll that right shoulder back and gaze up at the right hand. And now slide the left fingers under the right foot. Slowly come to standing, kick out through the heel. If you feel balanced, gaze back over the right hand. Try to straighten that leg and lift through the heart. Press the left foot down, press the right foot forward, engage both quads if you can. And now we're gonna cross the right ankle over the left knee and find a figure 4 here. Trying to bend deeply into the left knee. Maybe you can even lower the right knee all the way down to the same height. Keep drawing the upper body back. Or you can turn and twist to the left, hooking the right elbow on the bottom of the foot. Or you can hinge at the hips and reach your fingers down towards the ground. Soften into that left ankle and left knee a little more. Soften the shoulders out of the ears. Find your breath. Slowly come back up. Lower your feet down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, lengthen forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, find a chair pose. Sweep the floor, sink into the heels. Reach your arms forward and up. Sink in a little deeper. Pull the belly in, fire up the legs. Left knee lifts as right leg straightens. That's not what we did, is it? What did we do, Sarah? Crescent lunge? We did kick forward? Didn't we already do that on both sides? Nobody? Let's see, where did we just come from? Oh yeah, we did come to chair and then we twist to the left, yeah. Sink into the heels, use that leverage, twist open, left hand pressing into right, left shoulder rolling back. Lower the booty a little bit, pull the belly in, lengthen the back of the neck. Now open the arms up, gazing up at the left hand, keep rolling the left shoulder back to open the heart. Slide those fingers under the left foot, slowly come to standing, kick out through the heel. Find that equality through both legs, maybe gaze back at the left hand. Kicking as hard as you can will help with balance. Cross that left ankle over the right knee. Find that figure 4 and soften into the right ankle and right knee. Bring your hands to your heart, keep drawing the upper body back. Or turn and twist to the right, hook that elbow on the bottom of the foot. Or hinge at the hips and reach your fingertips towards the ground. Keep softening into that right ankle and right knee. Stay with your breath. And release, both feet together. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. And hands down by your sides. Reach your right hand out to the side, lift your right foot up. Grab your ankle from the inside, right on the ankle bone. See if you can bring your knees together to start. Reach the left hand up, find all this length. Keep it as you hinge at the hips and reach forward, drawing your shoulders into one line from front to back. So act like the right knee's heavy. So dropping it down to keep the right hip dropping down, not opening out to the side, yeah? Now kick up and back into that hand as hard as you can. Find your breath. If you're looking at yourself on the screen, see if you can see those toes come up behind your head, maybe. And release, spread your feet as wide as the mat, turn your toes out a little bit, bring your hands to your low back, maybe fingers point up, bend the knees, press the hips forward, lift the heart, drop the head back if it's all right with the neck, find a deep supported backward bend. Inhale, slowly come up, step your feet together, left hand out to the side, pick the left foot up, grab the ankle from the inside, knees touch, right arm reaches up, lengthen, lengthen, hinge at the hips, reach forward. Once you feel balanced, let that left knee be your anchor to keep the left hip down, and then kick up and back as hard as you can. Feel that equality again as the right heel presses down and the left heel presses up. Feel that pivot point at the hips, keeping the hips in line, but pressing down through the right and up through the left. Maybe you see those toes float up behind the head. And release. Feet as wide as the mat, toes out, hands to low back, deep bend in the knees, hips forward, heart lifts. Inhale, come back up, step your feet together. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, really feel this hinge at the hips, press down into the feet. Lengthen all the way down, empty every last drop. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Okay, so we're gonna play with headstands, but this is basically like yoga free time. So if you have a different arm balance or inversion you're working on, feel free to do that now. If you don't wanna do it on camera, that's fine too. If you don't feel like going upside down, just straighten the legs up towards the ceiling. You can even do this against a wall if you like. If you already know what you're getting into, feel free to get right into it. If you want, I will show you a way to get into headstands. All right, so you can try a couple different ways. You can try cradling the back of the head and the hands. If you do it that way, stack your shoulders over your elbows to get the right distance. If you feel like you need to use the support of the hands, then make a triangle with your head at the tip of the triangle and your hands at the bottom points of the base. And it's the very top of your head. That's an important part, okay? And then you straighten the legs and you walk the toes in as close as you can. And then you lift the right leg up and you see if you can just start to float the left toes off the ground. Feel that core activate and see if you can slowly lift up with no momentum. Find your breath. Find a little more length. If you're trying to get up, you can also switch legs and reach the left foot up, float up onto the right toes, and again, try to activate the core to slowly float that leg up. When you're ready, you can slowly come down, maybe to an arm balance, maybe you shoot it back chaturanga, optional vinyasa. We'll all meet back in child's pose. Take your time. Once you get settled into your child's pose, lift those wrists up off the ground, coming up onto tented fingertips, really melting through the heart space. Use that contact point, whatever you're touching the forehead on, as a gentle reminder just to soften there and see if you can slow the breath down. Drop back into that heart space. Recommit for our last 20 minutes here to make each breath count. All right, slowly roll up. Sit onto the left hip and straighten the right leg out. Bring that left foot flat on the ground, a couple inches from the glute, a couple inches from the thigh. Kick out through the right heel. We're going to turn and twist to the left. Plant the left hand at the base of the spine to lengthen. Reach the right hand up, point the left knee straight up. Hook that elbow outside the knee, keep kicking through the right heel. Gaze out over the left shoulder, draw the shoulder back more and twist your spine open. Inhale for length. Exhale for softness. Slowly come back through center. And now we're going to try for a bind. Or you can also just reach for the right foot, grabbing whatever you can, lifting through the heart and pulling yourself down. If your shoulder comes below that knee and you want to try to reach around it here, bring your thumb face down, palm face back, and reach around and see if you can grab a hold. Keep kicking through the right heel and lengthening through the spine and the crown. Use the exhale to soften. Root down into the right quad and the left foot here. And slowly release. Oh, my phone came back on. Bring that right foot flat, a couple inches from the thigh, a couple inches from the glute. I'm gonna turn my music back on. Oh, do you guys use Marco Polo? Somebody's talking to me. I love Marco Polo because I'm the queen of voice text and I leave everybody really long, annoying voice text because I don't know if you've ever got a long voice text, but it's really annoying because a lot of times they time out and then you have to listen to it again or just say, I'm not listening to the rest of that. But Marco Polo is like the greatest thing that ever happened. So you should check it out. Okay. Oh, now the speaker's too close to you. Okay, so right foot's flat. We're gonna find that twist first, right? Turn to the right, plant the fingers, lengthen the spine, kick through the left heel, left arm up, hook the elbow, use that leverage, pull the right shoulder back, gaze out over it. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Slowly come back to center. Root into the right heel and the left quad, lengthen through the crown, reach forward. If your shoulder goes below the knee and you want to reach around, thumb down, palm back, reach around. See if you can grab a hold. All right, again, root into the right foot and the left quad, kick out through the left heel. Find your breath. And release. Then straighten both legs out. Kicking out through the heels, draw the toes back, press the hands down into the ground. Maybe you can even lift your booty up off the ground a little bit. Really engage the quads, draw the toes back towards the face, draw the low belly in and up, and imagine your chest is lifting up towards your chin and your chin is reaching down towards the chest. Engage everything here. Press through the hands more, press through the heels more. Find your breath. And release the booty down. Inhale the arms up. Really reach up. Find a little more length. Keep all that length as you hinge at the hips. Grab whatever you can. One more time. Lengthen up. Lift the heart. Now keep pulling the heart towards the feet. Maybe you can keep the heels lifting off the ground and the toes drawing back towards the nose. Really lifting those quads up off the knees. Soften through the face and shoulders. Slow the breath way down.
Slowly come back up. Bring your feet flat on the ground, reach your hands forward. And slowly, like that very fragile, expensive instrument, slowly, slowly lay it back down on the back. And hug your knees into your chest. Hug the right knee in, let the left leg go long. Feel that length from heel to crown. Hug the elbows in, pull the shoulders into the ground. Now we're gonna find a half happy baby, turning the sole of the right foot up towards the sky. Grab the outside edge of the foot, lengthen from heel to crown, tuck the chin a little bit. Stay here if you like, or hook the peace sign fingers around the big toe and straighten the right leg out to the side. Next, stay straight and long, so you're looking up, tuck the chin a little bit, keep the left hip grounded, keep kicking through the left heel. Bend that knee, bring it back through center, find that spinal twist. If last time your arm was straight, maybe now you bend it at 90. So see if you can get that knee all the way down to the ground. If that means your elbow and shoulder are lifted off the ground, see if you can lift the upper body and turn and twist to the right a little more, and then lay that arm and elbow, shoulder down, gaze out at the right hand, and breathe all the way down into the low back and belly. See how long you can make these last 2 breaths here. See if there's any more space to settle into on the exhale. Slowly come back to center, hug your knees into your chest. Hug your forehead in to touch your knees. And let your right leg go long, kick out through that heel, hug that knee into the armpit, hug the elbows in towards the body, tuck the chin a little bit, really squeeze that knee in, kick out through the right heel, drop back into the heart space. Find that half happy baby. Keep kicking through the right heel to lengthen from heel to crown. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Stay here or hook that big toe with peace sign fingers and straighten that leg out. Keep looking straight up. Bend that knee, bring it through center, find that spinal twist. Try to bring the knee all the way down. Lift the upper body, turn and twist it to the left a little more. Gaze out over the left. Chip. Hi, buddy. Where you been? Hi, buddy. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. 2 more breaths. See how long you can make them last. See if you can sink in a little more. Hi. Where did you go? Really? Slowly come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. let's see if we have time for plow pose, my favorite pose. Oh yeah, we got plenty of time. All right, so if there's a pose you'd rather do, feel free to do that now. Finding one last fine-tune adjustment here today in your practice. Oh, he's got another tick. Oh my God. Otherwise, drop into plow pose. See if you can get those toes to touch the ground behind your head. Yikes, buddy. I'm gonna have to get it in a minute. Oh man. All right, soften through the neck and shoulders. Try not to let your breath be restricted here. Sorry. Okay, maybe it just feels really good and you want to stay here in your plow, or maybe you want to lift up to a shoulder stand. Take your time. We still got a couple minutes before we're going to head into Shavasana. So really check in with your body. See if there's any one last pose it's craving. If you're still in plow pose, see how slowly you can come out, pressing into your palms, using them as the brakes, and feel these little fine-tune adjustments happening as you realign your spine. Once your booty touches the ground, see if you can take 10 more seconds to lower the legs, squeezing them together, reaching out through the balls of the feet. Maybe once your feet drop, you want to pop into fish for a couple breaths. If slow, slide your hands underneath your body, press into the elbows to lift your heart up. Crown of the head reaching for the mat. Zip the legs together, reach out through the balls of the feet. Maybe the feet lift up off the mat. Root into the elbows to lift the heart. Soften through the face and the shoulders. And release. Hug your knees into your chest. One last time. So this means the propane guy's probably going to come right during Shavasana. No, maybe not. Hopefully not. When you're ready, we'll come into our final pose, corpse pose. Take your time. All right, let your legs go long. Spread your feet as wide as your mat. Let your toes fall open. Tuck your chin just a little bit, one last time. You can have your hands by your sides with your palms faced up, or one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. If your hands are touching your body, again, see if you can find that little healing touch. Using your hands as a gentle reminder to drop back into that heart space and to soften. Use that healing energy you have to find a little more peace here. So imagine that if you could just let go a little bit more than you ever have, that you could heal the whole world. Sometimes we think, oh, I don't really need to relax right now. Again, like I'm in control. I know what I'm doing. I can do that later, right? But then you know this one person in your life, maybe your mom, I don't know. And you're just like, oh my God, if you would just relax, right? Imagine that they are going to experience this peace and see if you can let go a little more for them. Imagine that the whole world gets to experience this level of unwind that you're able to tap into right here, okay? Because we all always have these lofty hopes of world peace, of healing the world. But the only way we can bring more peace to the world is to find more peace here within. And then it trickles out. So see if you can, for that one person you had in mind, or the whole world. See if you can use each exhale to let go a little bit more. Even after you feel like you've let go all the way, imagine there's still a couple more layers, a couple more levels of unwind waiting for you after each exhale. See if you can experience that. Invite a deeper breath back into your body. Before you invite movement back into the fingers and the toes, become curious again about this delicate, complex instrument that is your body, your vessel for bringing love and light into this realm. And just notice how it feels to bring awareness back to this energy body as you feel that aliveness again in your fingers and your toes. And instead of looking at this like the end of your practice, look at it as now the beginning. All right? You're not done with your yoga. Your yoga just began. This got you in this space so that you can stay in this space throughout your day. When you're ready, slowly roll onto your right side. I noticed for years I kind of used yoga and meditation as just kind of like any drug or escape, just to escape from my head. And it's not a bad thing. You need an escape from your head, right? But I also noticed that I used it as an escape from actually getting out of doing the work. So I was like, well, I do yoga, I meditate, I'm good. And it's a funny one like that, right? It's like you don't just do your yoga or your meditation, then go on with your crazy day. It is to get you in this space so then you can see how long you can stay in this space till eventually this becomes your default space. Supposedly, I wouldn't know. When you're ready, slowly come on up to a seat. I have been staying in this space for longer intervals than I ever have in my life during this time. On the days I don't teach yoga, I don't even have to know what time it is, which really helps you stay present. It's really fascinating. All right, let's take all that good energy we created in class together in our hands up overhead. Squeeze your hands together, lift your hands one more time. Bring all that good energy down to the forehead for good, pure thoughts. Down to the lips for good, pure communication. Down to the heart for good, pure intentions. Head bows to the wisdom of the heart. Close your eyes. Take a moment to thank yourself for coming. Bring those thumbs up to that space above the eyebrows. The light in me honors and sees the light in you. When we are in that place, we are one. Namaste.